We did it! We did it! Yo! Look at this eggplant! Welcome everyone, welcome. How we doing? We're here, guys. We made it. That's right. Welcome to this multi-million dollar podcast. I'm Kev Prosper, founder and CEO of Prosperity. You're tuned into Love and Money on Prosperity Plus. Thank you for visiting the website below, prosperunlimited.com. Thank you for liking, subscribing, following, and sharing. And remember to invest in the brand Prosperity U LLC. Build wealth, travel boldly, live royally. Let's get straight to it. You already know what time it is. Yes, sirski. We did it, guys. We did it. Yes. We had the Knicks, the 2025 and 26 New York Knicks have finally secured an NBA championship. If you didn't grow up in New York, or if you didn't live in New York for a substantial amount of time in your life, then I don't think this this win means anything to you. I don't think it really means anything to you. I don't think it hits the same. If you didn't live in New York City for a considerable amount of time in your life, back when Ewing and them was going to the finals every year or almost every other year, or the Eastern Conference Finals and losing to the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? Either losing to the Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals or losing to the Rockets in the championship. If you weren't in New York City around them times, the 96 Finals, when every New York team was in the championship. The New York Rangers, the Knicks, the Yankees. I don't think the Giants though, but they were like there were several teams in the finals all in the same year in New York City. If you weren't in New York City around them times, this championship this right here won't mean anything. It won't mean as much to you. We did it, guys. We did it. We finally did it. And it's funny, I didn't follow the Knicks this year. I didn't really follow much of basketball. The most basketball I followed was through the Gills Arena show. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Just following up on what they were talking about, and I knew the Knicks were washing through the East. Like, it was bad. They were just washing through the East. But then, but you know, all season long there was all this talk about Wemby. Like,
oh my God!
There was all this talk about Wemby, how tall he is, how easy the game could be for him. You know what I'm saying? There was all this talk, and you got to see it for yourself. It's pretty intimidating. It's pretty intimidating. Like when somebody is that, like, because you know, in the NBA, in the sport of basketball itself, height is everything. And I feel like low key, like I think that's the only reason he's in the NBA. Because I mean, how bad of an NBA player could you be at 7'5"? Like, what the fuck? 7'5"? Like, I think who's been the tallest? Oh my God, I don't even feel like going. I think off the top of my head, Manute Bol, Sean Bradley, and they're only remembered for their height, not for their skills. But I think one of the tallest players I could think of that were actually good was Yao Ming. You know what I'm saying? Yao Ming was a problem. Shaq himself said Yao Ming was the toughest big he had to guard. You know, and there was a lot, and there was the era in that era, you know, the 90s and the 2000s. It was the era of the bigs. You know, you had Tim Duncan, you had KG, and these were skilled bigs. And they were not only were they skilled, they were skilled in the paint. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, in the earlier days, it was Olajuwon and Ewing. But there was a lot of bigs, and even not just bigs, just tall men. Tracy McGrady, you know what I'm saying? Kenyon Martin, you know what I'm saying? They weren't like 7 whatever, but they were pretty tall, and they were forces to be reckoned with. You know what I mean? But of course with the legends, Shaq and Yao Ming. But yeah, I digress. But this Wemby kid, he's 7'5", and even if he's a decent or just a good basketball player, just the fact that he's 7'5" will make him great. You know what I'm saying? Because he's blocking shots no one can block. He's making dunks and layups no one can make. You know what I'm saying? Dunking flat-footed practically. You know what I'm saying? It's almost unfair. And they got pretty far last year. You know what I mean? They got kicked out the playoffs. They got eliminated out the playoffs last year. And the boy was learning. He was only 21. Now he's 22. He's 22 and made the finals. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know what it is. San Antonio is young. That team is young. They were so young. But he now has a chip on his shoulder now. And, he's going to approach next season differently. And it's going to be something to watch. It's going to be something to watch because it should have been, the way they were playing and the way Wemby was playing, it should have been 3-1 San Antonio over the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Coming into game 5. But no, like they just kept blowing leads. And I think people are trying to blame San Antonio for blowing their leads, but I don't think they give enough credit to the grit and the guts of the Knicks and the grit of these two guys right here, and especially Jalen Brunson. You know what I'm saying? To just like that kind of assassinness. Like you don't where does that come from? You feel me? Where does that come from? You know what I mean? Jeez, because it was just like, okay, game 4, 29-point lead. Damn, you know what I'm saying? See y'all next game. Nope. Nope. No sir. Layup here, layup there, free throw here, free throw there, and before you know it, Knicks got the lead. Like what the fuck?
Oh my God!
What? And it's like you can't turn the TV off on them. You just can't. You can't turn the TV off on them. You can't leave the bar. you can't leave the bar too early. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just keep giving you a run for your money. Yeah, and you would figure after so many games. And the thing about the playoffs is each game either gets better or just gets worse if it's a sweep. You know what I'm saying? So like, if it's a real competitive series, each game is going to get better. You know what I'm saying? Because the players, the desire to win is there. You come this far, the pressure's on. There's more pressure, and you're learning the opponent game after game. You know what I'm saying? And you come in with different strategies game after game, and vice versa. And so each game gets better. So it's like by this game, like in the beginning, you saw how they game planned against Wemby. You saw how the Knicks game planned against Wemby. In this game 5, you saw how the Spurs game planned against Brunson. They not only did they game plan against Brunson, back in game 4 they game planned against Towns. I felt like, I don't know if it was Towns or the coaching staff, but they made Towns the Wemby killer. Towns seemed to be the Wemby killer. Like, he figured out how to guard him, and there was only so much you could do with a 7'5" height. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only so much you could do, but he still figured it out. He still figured out how to, like, you could see how they anticipated. They not only did they box him out on rebounds, they boxed him out on passes. Whenever Harper or Castle and anytime somebody would drive through the lane, you would always see somebody. You would always see at least 2 or 3 guys boxing Wemby out, just keeping him out the paint, just boxing him out the paint. You know what I mean? Wemby might have had one in the game 5. Wemby might have had 1 or 2 dunks, 1 or 2 layups or so. But and he was shacking it with the free throws. He was shacking it with the free throws, but yeah, they kept him out there.